we'll say good morning to Nathan Neal from So Link It. And how are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. I've got a stack of questions for you that I want to rattle through pretty quickly here. I know you've got things.
Sure.
What's on your list so I can write these down here?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about some new drone regulations.
Drones, okay, go ahead.
We're going to talk about some exciting 3D printing stuff.
All right, 3D printers that cost tens of thousands of dollars that nobody nobody personally can afford.
Exactly.
I'll bet you in 10 years that's going to be like $200.
Yep, probably. I think we'll get into that.
All right, 3D printers, go ahead.
Yeah, another interesting thing is I was just researching last night, and in 1985, Bill Gates announced Windows 1.0.
Windows 1, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and that was kind of revolutionary because it was the first, operating system where you could click through screens.
Yeah.
That was 1985, and now it's 2015. Just look at how far we've come in the last 30 years.
Sure, no more dot matrix printers, but we still hate the printer.
Yeah.
No matter what, we hate printers.
Well, we hate faxes more.
Okay. It's not that we hate printers, it's the connecting. I never can do it right. I can't get my computer to connect to the printer. I got to get drivers. Printers I love, essential to the world, but trying to connect them to my computer, it seems like an act of... Anyway, all right, so what else on your list here?
I got some stuff on BlackBerry that we can talk about. Yeah.
I had a BlackBerry.
Yeah, a lot of people did. It took me several years with working with James to get him to switch over to Android.
It's not easy. I came very close to getting off of the Apple platform, but I couldn't. I could not get myself away from it.
Yeah.
All right, so drones, 3D printers, BlackBerry. One more. What else? Because I've got my list over here. Go ahead.
Let's go ahead with your list.
All right, fair enough. Wireless mouse, wireless keyboards.
Sure.
What are your opinions on either of these contraptions?
Okay. So I have two parts to that question. If you're working on a desktop, I would recommend using a hardwired mouse and a hardwired keyboard. The reason being is as the batteries die, the way that you're using your computer might not work as well as you would want it to. Mm-hmm. And it may cause you to think that you're having computer issues when you actually need to have a battery in your mouse.
Okay.
Now, if you're working with something like the Raspberry Pi, or Raspberry Pi again, and you need a wireless keyboard because you're going to work behind like a big projector or a big screen.
Yeah.
Then you can use, wireless, keyboard and mouse.
Right, you got no place to plug these things into anyway on this Raspberry Pi, which fits in the hand.
So you pretty much got to work wirelessly.
Okay.
But I always prefer the hardwired connection, less chance of it failing on you.
All right. Wi-Fi, sometimes a real hassle. It won't recognize or it won't connect despite having the right key or the content. I got to shut the computer down, restart it, or trying to go into the Intel drivers. It's a nightmare sometimes.
Sure.
Thoughts? Is there anything?
Absolutely.
Is there anything easy on this?
If you know you have the right password and it's not accepting it, it means that something might have got screwy inside of Windows.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you're running Windows 8 or Windows XP too, you can actually right-click and say "Forget this network," and it'll clear out all the settings that you saved in there for that wireless connection. And then when you reconnect, you'll be starting off fresh. And a lot of times that resolves that issue with it not connecting.
All right. Click is something that bothers me. When I try to do something on the computer, I've got to go to, maybe I go to the C drive, then I go to documents, then I go to 3 or 4 ways in which I'd much rather not do that. I'm certain there's something simpler there, like creating a shortcut.
Absolutely. Shortcuts are great. What we do at So Lincoln on all the computers that we put out there is we set it up so that you have your My Computer, My Documents, and all those icons on the desktop.
Yeah.
And then you get to them right away instead of having to go to My Computer and doing all that stuff.
Okay.
Remember Windows 95? You had all those icons on the desktop.
That leads into my next question, but a quick second here. I'm using something like it's not a go-to meeting, but you have to get in order to get into a certain computer, you have to hit a password. Can I get to the link without going through the password as well?
Typically, no.
Okay. All right. I don't like you this morning. You got a lot of roadblocks for me this morning.
I apologize.
Nathan Neal.
It's all about good security, though.
Yeah. It's you and your security. Nathan Neal with us here. So Link It, your computer expert. SoLinkit.com. New website, right?
Yep, new website. Yep. So if you have any questions, want to contact us, And just go to www.solinkit.com.
I love that you still say www.
It rolls off the tongue so well.
How old are you? You're less than 30, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Let's talk about safety as it comes to Wi-Fi. I go to a coffee place that has Wi-Fi.
Sure.
How exposed, if I've got my laptop there and I do my banking on my laptop and I've got passwords to the radio station on the laptop, how dangerous is that really?
It's fairly dangerous. You mostly see it around airports. Some people can sit there and just sniff the information as it goes across wireless.
How do you do that? Not that I want to do that, but how?
It's honestly easier than it should be. There's a term called script kiddies, and what that means is it's...
Pay attention, folks. Script kiddies, today's new word.
Script kiddies, that's today's words.
Got to write it down.
It's people that don't necessarily know how to hack, but they know how to download a piece of software off the internet that allows them to have the tools to do those things. So when I'm in public places and I'm browsing, I don't do online banking. I don't do any sort of travel searches, because if you're doing travel searches, looking up, booking Expedia, whatever, then they can see that you're going on vacation at a certain time or get lots of information like that. Basic usage, Facebook, stuff like that, probably okay. But I wouldn't do anything that would be real sensitive. What I would recommend...
Can you do that? If you and I went to... I want to see this actually happen. If you and I went to a coffee shop, we got open Wi-Fi. Here we're loaded up with passwords, thanks to Solinkit and Solinkit.com. Thank you very much. But you can actually see other... You have the technology. You have these expertise to do something like that, where you can see, what are you looking at? Are you looking at people's passwords, or are you actually looking at how they're doing what they're doing on their laptop over the Wi-Fi?
You can do both things.
Creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. But yeah, I'm actually going to be doing a demonstration here in the next couple of months at one of the InfraGard conferences. And InfraGard's like a private sector FBI partnership.
Okay.
Just to show some of the vulnerabilities in WordPress and stuff, and how easy it is to...
All right. What about me? What about the locals? Not the FBI. I need something. Is it something that we can see? Maybe we do some sort of demonstration where we can shoot it on a YouTube or something like that.
Sure, we can absolutely do that. Just make sure that proper permissions and waivers are signed. And
all right, okay. Yeah. I want to see this. I want to see.
If we move past the legalities, maybe what I can do is set up a mock network up at Solinkit, bring you up.
Oh, that's a good idea. That way we're not doing it. Okay, all right, I got you. All right, I've got a list here,
fair.
A long list of things here to still get to. We're visiting along here this morning at News Talk 103.7 FM with Nathan Neal. Solinkit is the company, and if you've got, you guys can worm into other people's computers with their permission, of course. If you got computer problems, you don't want to pick up the computer and drag it to them. They can worm into your computer and talk. I know it's a bad word, but it's just the best I got here, Mr. WWW.
Well, here's my helpful tip, though, for people going out to like airports or coffee shops.
Yep.
If you have a phone that has data and a hotspot on it, I personally hotspot my phone to use when I'm out and about.
Yeah.
Because I know that that's between me and my computer.
How much data am I chewing up when I'm watching The Blacklist off of my iPhone with the data, turning it as a hotspot? Do you have any idea? Like if I'm watching
probably a gig or so.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, watching video uses a good bit, but you can lower your settings for like Netflix or whatever.
Okay. All right. You're staying. Don't go.
I'm not going anywhere. I've got papers everywhere.
Don't move a muscle. There's stuff all over the place. Solving problems. That's what we're doing here at News Talk 103.7 FM.